Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Fantasy Team Advice Podcast. My name is Matt McCoy. It's my pleasure to be your host once again this afternoon. And today we're going to break away from the norm. We've been doing a lot of fantasy advice here recently, but we're going to dive in a little bit around the league, talk a little bit about these teams. Look, the NFL season is right around the corner, guys. We're talking 8 days away. We're going to have actual NFL action. I cannot believe it. And the time for Put Up or Shut Up is here. And I want to dive into a little more deep to some of these teams, what's going on around the league. So I made a few phone calls, got a few experts on the line here, and we got Grant Cohn from Sports Illustrated, breaks down the all 49ers. Grant, if you don't mind, if you could introduce yourself to the audience, tell them a little about yourself.
Well, I am retweeting this right now so my followers can watch along with us. My name's Grant Cohn. I cover the 49ers for Sports Illustrated. I covered them for the Santa Rosa Press-Democrat for the past 10 years. I've been on the beat since Jim Harbaugh started. You can find me on Twitter, on Google, at Sports Illustrated, on YouTube. I try to make it very easy to find my stuff, and I pump out stuff every half hour or so. So happy to be on with you, Matt. Let's talk some Niners.
Yeah, man, it's my pleasure. Appreciate your time. I know how busy you are this time of year, but to your point, man, you seem like you're everywhere. You're constantly tweeting stuff out, getting information out to your followers, and it's been a pretty cool follow, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm curious, just an overview on the NFC West. In your opinion, best division in football?
Best division in football. Another great division is the NFC South. They have the Buccaneers, the Falcons, and the Saints. But they also have the Panthers that look like they could be one of the worst teams in the league. And I think what makes the NFC West stand out is all 4 teams are playoff contenders. There's now going to be 7 teams in the playoffs instead of 6. And if that were the format last year, the Rams would have made it. And I think a lot of people are looking at this division this year as a division that could have 3 playoff teams and not the Rams. I think most people think that the Cardinals are going to ascend past them this year. And I think a lot of people are wondering just how good the Cardinals can be because they have this number 1 pick who's entering the second year of his career. He just got one of the best wide receivers in the league. You know, we've seen the last 2 MVPs are quarterbacks in their second season. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Is Kyler Murray going to make that leap? No one knows. So I think they're kind of the scary dark horse team in the NFC, especially in the NFC West.
Well, Grant, I know how busy you are this time of year, man, and you are still willing to step on with us here. But I would be remiss if I did not ask you for a little prediction, man. What do you make of the NFC West, and who's going to win the NFC West this year?
Okay, tentatively, I feel like the 49ers and Seahawks are going to have the same record, and that the Seahawks are going to have the tiebreaker. I don't know. That's kind of a Weasley thing to say. I just feel like the Seahawks got much better this offseason. The addition of Jamal Adams, I think, transforms that defense. I think they're going to be a lot better. The Niners, I think, kind of treaded water, which is fine. They're still an elite team. And then number 3, I think, is going to be the Cardinals, and number 4 will be the Rams. And the Rams might be 8-8. The 4th place team in this division could be 500. So what a division. And that with that in mind, I mean, I said the Niners and Seahawks are both going to be 12-4. Given how difficult this division is, they both could end up being 11-5, something like that, you know?
Yeah, again, go back to the very top, man. I agree with you. It's the best division in football for me. I cannot wait to see how it plays out. And again, Grant, I know how busy you are this time of year, man. We're constantly checking you guys out in the latest reports, but thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. But if you don't mind, before you get out of here, if you can remind the audience to how they can follow you on Twitter and how they can follow your various platforms.
Sure. On Twitter, I'm at Grant Cohn, my full name, nothing in between, just like on the bottom of the screen. Look me up on Google. I'm right for Sports Illustrated. And if you look me up on YouTube, I'm publishing videos all the time.
As Grant Cohn, guys, he covers the 49ers as good as anybody out there. He broke it down for you, not only the 49ers, but a little tease on the NFC West as well. So, again, Grant, from myself and the FTA team, thank you so much for your time. Genuinely, we greatly appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Grant Cohn. It's Matt McCoy. You can find me on Twitter as well at Matt McCoy NFL, MACCOY NFL. And fantasyteamadvice.com. We're talking NFL, we're talking fantasy, we're talking any sport you possibly can imagine. So if you're looking for a football or fantasy community, come check us out at fantasyteamadvice.com. And we have a promo code for you. It is podcast. Use the promo code podcast. You get half off at fantasyteamadvice.com. And from Matt and Grant, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll check you out again next time.